Have you ever looked at a picture of the Great Pyramid of Giza and just thought, how? You're not alone. For thousands of years, this colossal structure has stood as a silent testament to human ingenuity, yet it guards its secrets fiercely. How did an ancient civilization, with what we consider primitive tools, build something so massive, so precise, and so enduring? Today, we're diving deep into the enigmatic engineering of the Great Pyramid, exploring the most intriguing theories and the questions that still baffle experts. Let's start with the sheer scale of it all. The Great Pyramid is made of an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 15 tons. Some of the granite beams, deep inside, weigh up to 80 tons. These weren't just picked up from a nearby field. The limestone came from local quarries, but the massive granite blocks were transported from Aswan, over 500 miles away. How did they move these behemoths across vast distances and then lift them hundreds of feet into the air? The most widely accepted theory involves ramps, but even this simple word opens up a world of debate. Was it a single, long, straight ramp? To reach the pyramid's peak, a straight ramp would have had to be over a mile long, requiring almost as much material as the pyramid itself. It just doesn't seem practical. So, what about a spiral ramp, winding around the outside of the pyramid as it grew? This is a popular idea. It would have saved space and materials. However, critics point out that a spiral ramp would have made it incredibly difficult for surveyors to maintain the pyramid's perfect geometric shape. The corners would have been constantly obscured. Plus, maneuvering those huge blocks around sharp corners seems like a logistical nightmare. This leads us to a more recent and fascinating theory: the internal ramp. French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin proposed that the ancient Egyptians built a straight external ramp for the lower third of the pyramid. Then, they constructed an internal, corkscrew-shaped ramp to haul the blocks for the upper two. This would explain the lack of evidence for a massive external ramp, and also how they maintained the pyramid's precise angles. It's a brilliant idea, and some thermal scans of the pyramid have shown anomalies that could potentially be this hidden internal structure. But without conclusive proof, it remains a compelling theory, not a fact. But moving the blocks is only half the battle. How did they cut them with such incredible precision? The core blocks are roughly shaped, but the outer casing stones, of which only a few remain, were fitted so perfectly that you couldn't even slide a piece of paper between them. The common belief is that they used copper saws and drills, aided by an abrasive like sand. But copper is a relatively soft metal. Could it really cut through hard granite? Some experiments have shown it's possible, but it would have been an excruciatingly slow and labor-intensive process, requiring a mind-boggling amount of manpower and time. This is where more unconventional ideas come into play. Could they have had a lost, advanced technology? Some have suggested they used sound vibrations to levitate the blocks, or perhaps a method of softening the stone to mold it into place, almost like a form of ancient concrete. This theory, championed by Professor Joseph David, suggests the blocks weren't quarried and lifted, but cast in place using a mixture of limestone, lime, and other natural binders. This could explain the perfect fit and the presence of materials like hair and air bubbles found in some blocks, which aren't typical of natural stone. While intriguing, mainstream Egyptology has largely rejected this, pointing to geological evidence that the blocks are indeed carved natural limestone. And of course, we can't talk about pyramid mysteries without touching on the wildest theory of them all: aliens. The idea is that the pyramid-esque construction is so far beyond the capabilities of ancient people that they must have had extraterrestrial help. Proponents point to the pyramid's near-perfect alignment with the cardinal directions and its supposed correlation with celestial bodies like Orion's belt. While it's fun to speculate, this theory lacks any real evidence. It also, frankly, does a disservice to the incredible achievements of the ancient Egyptians. We have papyrus scrolls, like the Diary of Mira, which detailed the logistics of transporting limestone for the pyramid. We have evidence of worker villages, bakeries, and cemeteries. These were real people, highly organized and incredibly skilled. Attributing their masterpiece to aliens dismisses their genius. So, where does that leave us? We are left with a profound sense of awe. We have many plausible theories: ramps, advanced stone-cutting techniques, maybe even a form of concrete, but No single theory fully answers all the questions without creating new ones. How did they align it so perfectly to true north? How did they construct the internal chambers and shafts with such accuracy? What was the true purpose of the so-called air shafts that won't even reach the outside? Each discovery seems to lead to more questions. The Great Pyramid is more than just a tomb. It's a 4,500-year-old puzzle locked in stone. It challenges our assumptions about the past and reminds us that ancient people were not primitive, but brilliant. Innovators and engineers. The mystery is what makes it so captivating. Perhaps the Egyptians intended it this way, leaving a monument that would not only house their pharaoh, but also capture the imagination of humanity for all time. The search for answers continues. With new technologies like cosmic ray muon scanning, we are peering inside the pyramid like never before, hoping to uncover hidden chambers or clues to its construction. What do you think is the most plausible theory? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of an ancient mystery. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to dive into more fascinating topics from history, science, and the unknown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more to uncover together. Until next time, stay curious.